Welcome! I've got another Gather Round flip through for you today. This one is of the transportation unit. I'll be showing you a glance inside the teacher's guide as well as the two student books that I printed. I printed upper elementary as well as high school. Now I did what I have done for the other Gather Round units and got the student books printed in black and white and the teacher's guide printed in color. Now, I've heard of many families being very excited for the transportation guide, and many of them have been saying, this is so exciting for my boys. And I'll just be, I guess, a little bit in the minority here is we aren't actually going to be doing this with any boys because I'm doing this with my two sisters. No boys in the school-age homeschool right now. But my dad, our dad, was an automotive engineer for many years. I grew up touring car factories and getting to go to car shows in the summer, so cars and transportation have been a big part of our life. I'm giving you a look inside the table of contents right now so that you can see the variety of topics covered. So it's not just cars. Yeah, I kind of wish we could do a whole unit on just cars. I think that would be super fun. But this is where we're going to get started here. So this is a year 2 unit from Gather Round, so it has kind of the latest adaptations and additions that Gather Round has included in their year 2 units. There's a recitation. How we've been using this from the artist unit is we start every lesson just by reading through it. I have one of the girls read through it, and then we have the lessons. So number 1 is the story of transportation. Kind of getting some background info here. Lots of pictures in this one. I feel like these pages have more pictures than some of the other units. This is kind of just a general big picture intro right here. Now, the way that this is set up is a little bit different from some of the other Gather Round units I've used. Here we have a life skill. So each lesson ends with a little life skill box. This one is going to be about planning a trip and different kinds of modes of transportation you might use to go around the world or across your continent. I feel like a perfect book, and I'm sure this is in the book list, but a perfect book would be Around the World in 80 Days, right? That is definitely would be a lot of fun, but I think they have a wide variety of life skills included here and some related to cars. So that would be really cool. Then they have gone back to including a version of a day at a glance and the answer sheets in the teacher's guide right after each lesson. So here you can very quickly see what's happening on the 5 pages for your students. Here are the simple answers that you might need to any questions that have a direct one correct answer. And here we have on the farm. Okay, this one's gonna be love. I think I am gonna have to include my son a little bit in some of our activities for this because tractors are life right now. Although I guess this is not a John Deere, it is a Farmall. We're gonna be okay with that. Tractors and combines. I grew up in farm country. My family, my relatives own quite a few tractors. I love tractor shows. I have a soft spot for farming, even though we now live in a very urban environment, not too close to farms anymore, but I think we will have a lot of fun just kind of talking about tractor life, and we can show them some old family photos. Ooh, the difference between gasoline and diesel. I have known many adults who have sadly not understood that difference. I have heard some very sad stories. That's a good one to talk about. Very good with your kids. And then on the water, you get to go into boats. Boats will be fun. I love riding on boats. Here, planning a cruise, comparing prices. Ooh, that would be interesting. That would be fun to dream a little bit about travel in a time when we can't really travel. Under the ground. Oh, I can talk about when we lived in China and or visited Hong Kong and spent a lot of time on trains and underground subways. We have a lot of above ground and underground trains. Ooh, desert vehicles in the military. So we've got military vehicles, some of the history there. I think that would be a good historical connection. No more stairs. Ooh, history of elevators. So here we're talking about going up. Supercars. Okay, now this is going to be a very exciting one. It's too bad we can't go on any car factory tours. I think that would be really fun. But yeah, I think this is really simple and straightforward, the new way that they're doing the day at a glance. And it's just really one page right here. That's nice. We get to go in the air. We're going all over the place in this transportation unit in the cold. So vehicles for very snowy areas. We don't know much about that. We don't deal with cold weather here. Ooh, is this the high-speed trains? Right here, Shinkansen, Maglev. All right, now that would be a field trip. I never got to go on the bullet trains in Japan, but I would love to someday when we're allowed to explore a little bit more. Space, I'm okay if I never go to space. I'm fine with that. And animal power. All right, so that's kind of just a general look inside what the teacher's guide looks like. And then I will show you the student books. And these will take you a little bit further. Now, again, I noticed a change, at least from the last unit I got from Gather Round, which was artists. Now, this unit begins with a seat work page for the week, which artists did have a seat work page that has spelling, it has copy work, some kind of schedule. Here's a little character box here. On the back of the seat work page, they have something to fill out based on those questions. Then now they have a grammar page for the week. So there's one little grammar focus that they're doing for the week, a very small little activity that you can do throughout a couple days of the week. And then we get the next seat work page and grammar page. So now there's kind of 2 weekly pages to go along with your daily pages. So that's their way of adding in a little more practice in some of these areas. So we get 5 weeks of seat work and grammar before we're able to start with the lessons, which of course every lesson begins with a notebooking page, which has a little bit of variety depending on what level you are in. And then it rotates through different subjects. So here we have a language arts focus. It looks like the overall writing project for transportation will be writing a story. So it's going into the different elements of a story with plot, characters, theme, setting, and conflict. Which, that's a great one. That'll be a lot of fun. I love writing stories, and any type of writing assignment, my sisters know I tend to go a little bit overboard on that. I like it when they write a lot. This was very fun. They're including some science experiments or science concepts about basic machines, which is a great tie-in to transportation. So here we get the wheel and axle, some of the most fundamental machines right there. The Bible. Here is perseverance, a verse from James, and then we get to lesson 2, which was, we saw farms. We get some farm connections here, language arts, continuing to think about story, and history and science. Oh, the history of horsepower and how farms have changed. That is a big deal. Harvesting wheat, science and health. So this is a posture connection. I think children love the posture conversation. And 3, we're now on to boats, looks like. And this is a fun little game. I read about it. They are writing down adjectives to describe different characters here. So it's very similar to what you've come to expect from Gather Round. A lot of variety in the pages, which is very fun. Really solidly building out step-by-step kind of story building skills here. Science, all right. Ooh, okay, this is a lesson about funiculars. We have a funicular train here. That would be fun to ride. We haven't been there in a long time. Bible connection there. So that's a little look. This is the upper elementary level, which we are using with a 4th grader. Then I also have the high school level. And I'll just give you a little look inside so you can see kind of the similarities, but also the variety. She also gets a seat work page and a grammar page, which is on a high school appropriate topic. Then I'll find the first page. Let's start with lesson 7. Okay, first page of lesson 7. Looks like it's about elevators. And here they have a little game activity about setting, about a setting. Then here, science behind elevators, a traction elevator versus a hydraulic elevator. Moving walkways. So what are those? What are those called in the air? Is that what they're called? Moving walkways in the airports, where you just have to stand and they take you with and take you along with them. Elevator etiquette. Oh, that's a great one. I remember some elevator etiquette instances of my youth. And we have lesson 8. Now we're on to the notebooking for lesson 8. Continuing with the writing project, your character, where, when, what is happening in your story. Ooh, science. I love to see lots of questions to answer. Research and questions. That's great for high school. Here we have geography. Oh, where different cars are manufactured. That is fun. That is fun. The Corvette is made in Bowling Green, Kentucky, because we toured the factory there. But it doesn't look like they get to talk about Corvettes. That's okay. I can talk about Corvettes if I want to. You can always tie these unit studies into some things that you are excited about, that you have experience with. I think trying to make it personal for your kids is a really great way to kind of bring any topic to life. Talk about what their own family has experienced and what they have opportunities to experience and to see. So, I hope you're able to see kind of just a little bit of some of the topics that they go into. Surface area, tension, all right. Oh, snowshoes, I get it now. Snowshoes. The Great Lakes, hey, shout out to Michigan. Love you, home state. And Bible connection. So we're winding in all these different subjects all around this main theme of transportation. All right, so we are going to be getting started on this once we finish up artists. You can, if you want to see my artists flip through, I can link that, and I can also link to a video of doing a lesson of artists with us as well. So I hope you enjoyed this flip through. See you next time. Bye.